Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. 5 easy methods to fix the 401 unauthorized error, geekflare and beyond. The dreaded 401 unauthorized error signifies that your application successfully contacted the server, but the server refused access because it couldn't authenticate your request. This isn't a server-side error, like 500, but rather a client-side issue indicating a problem with your authorization credentials or how you're sending them. This tutorial will explore 5 common causes and solutions, illustrated with code examples, primarily using Python and common HTTP libraries. While geekflare is mentioned, these methods apply broadly to any system encountering this error. Understanding the 401 error asterisk. Before diving into solutions, remember that 401 errors relate to authorization, not authentication. Authentication verifies your identity, example username/password, while authorization checks if you have permission to access a specific resource. A 401 means authentication might have succeeded, you logged in, but authorization failed, you lack the necessary rights. Method 1, double-checking API keys and tokens, most common. This is the most frequent culprit. API keys, access tokens, and other authentication tokens often expire, are incorrectly formatted, or are simply not being sent correctly in your requests. Problem asterisk you're using an API that requires authentication, but your key is incorrect, expired, or missing. Solution asterisk. 1. Verify key validity asterisk. Consult the API's documentation to confirm the key's validity and expiration date. Many APIs have dashboards where you can check the status and regenerate keys. 2. Correct formatting asterisk. Ensure you're including the API key or token in the correct format and location, usually in the header. Common locations include asterisk authorization, bearer your underscore token, 4.0 auth 2.0. Asterisk X API key, your underscore API underscore key. Asterisk query parameters, less secure, API underscore key equals your underscore API underscore key. Python example, using requests library. Method 2, handling cookies and sessions. Some systems rely on cookies or sessions to maintain authentication. If these aren't properly handled, you might get a 401 problem asterisk. The application isn't correctly storing or sending session cookies or isn't managing session expiration. Solution asterisk. 1. Inspect network requests asterisk. Use your browser's developer tools, network tab, to examine the requests and responses. Look for cookies being set and sent with subsequent requests. If cookies are missing, your application might not be configured to handle them properly. 2. Session management asterisk. If using a session-based authentication system, ensure your application properly maintains the session. This might involve using libraries that handle cookies automatically, like requests toolbelt in Python. Method 3, checking for incorrect URL or method. Sometimes, a 401 error might indicate you're trying to access a resource you're not authorized for, even with valid credentials. Problem asterisk. You're using the wrong URL or HTTP method, get, post, put, delete. Solution asterisk. 1. Verify permissions asterisk. Double check the API documentation to ensure you're using the correct URL and HTTP method for the desired action. 2. Resource access asterisk. Confirm that your user account, or API key, has permission to access the specific resource you're trying to reach. Method 4, dealing with CORS, cross-origin resource sharing. If you're making requests from a web application, front-end, to a different domain's backend API, CORS misconfigurations can lead to authorization issues. Problem *: the backend server doesn't have the correct CORS headers configured to allow requests from your frontend's origin. Solution *: the backend needs to add appropriate CORS headers in its responses. Method 5, Incorrect authentication scheme. You might be using the wrong authentication method, basic, OAuth 2.0, API key, etc., for the API you're trying to access. Problem *: the API expects a specific authentication scheme, but your application is using a different one. Solution *: 1. Consult API docs *: carefully review the API documentation to determine the correct authentication method. 2. Implement correctly * use the appropriate library and techniques for that method. For example, OAuth 2.0 requires specific steps for obtaining and using access tokens. Debugging tips * enable detailed logging * add extensive logging to your application to track the requests, headers, and responses, which helps pinpoint the issue. * use network debugging tools * browser developer tools, network tab, are invaluable for inspecting requests and responses, seeing headers, and identifying potential problems. * test in isolation * try making the API request using tools like curl or Postman to rule out client-side issues. By systematically investigating these 5 common areas, you should be able to diagnose and resolve most 401 unauthorized errors in your applications. Remember to always consult the API's documentation for specific authentication requirements and best practices.